Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
Well, we look forward to hearing you in the next one. And I will now introduce Pix, who I know is here with us. Yes, all wonderful. So Pix is going to talk on the topic of the courage to live life. And affectionately known as the couragepreneur, Pix has the middle names of courage and resilience. Pix is a spiritual entrepreneur, overcoming significant life-threatening and life-altering challenges. She has an even positive, disciplined, focused, fun, loving, community-minded leader and entrepreneur. Pix is sought after as an online and offline speaker and guest on various podcasts around the world. Alongside her speaking and coaching career, she's a podcast host, the Couragepreneur, and an international best-selling co-author. Yes, I can. Pix is also building a successful global health and wellness business, and we welcome Pix.
Thank you so much, Geraldine. It's such an honour and a privilege to share the Global Transformation Festival, and my heartfelt thanks to you and Dr. Yugandhar and Marianne and everyone else who has brought this amazing two-day festival together. I know what it's like to organise events, so thank you so much. And you know, whilst our topic is youth empowerment and education, I guess I drew the straw for being the older statesperson in this. So thank you so much. So whilst I'm in my mid-50s, I am proud to say that I'm still a kid at heart. And this topic is very, you know, something I'm very passionate about, the courage to live life, because I want to say thank you so much to Emily, to Kate and to Luca for sharing your stories and being so raw and honest. And a special thanks to Luca, because it's not easy to talk about your journey. But I lost my nephew to suicide. He died by suicide just before Christmas about 5 years ago. So whilst that's tragic, and I know the statistics that we lose 9 people a day in Australia, and we lose over 3,000 per year to death by suicide. And globally, over 700,000 people. So mental health is something I'm extremely passionate about. And that's why I'm all about encouraging youth to live life courageously. So firstly, though, I would like everyone, and Luca touched on this, to simply just stop. And we're going to take 3 deep breaths. I like to breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. So just get comfortable. Please, if you're driving, do not do this, but just sit, or you might be lying down. Close your eyes. Stillness. First breath in through the nose and hold at the top and out through the mouth. Second breath in through the nose, hold at the top and out through the mouth. And third breath in through the nose, hold at the top and out through the mouth. Now I hope you feel a little less stressed or crazy, busy, whatever it is. To me, courage, it's not the absence of fear, guys. It's acting in spite of fear. We all have that fight or flight mode. It's innate in us as human beings. So basically, it's acting in spite of fear. And we are all human beings. And I stress beings, okay? We're not human doings. I used to think that I had to cram everything into my day. I couldn't just sit and stop. I felt guilty if I was doing that. You can tell I'm high energy, high drive, high passion, but I also am very grounded. I went to the beach this morning, my beautiful local DY beach here on the Northern Beaches, and just soaked up what I call my blue water therapy. So I love that. So I do encourage you to live life as a being, just simply be. It is not always about being, doing, having. It is all about being. Every person on the planet vibrates at a very subtle hertz frequency rate. We call it kind of your personal vibration analysis. We're all made up of different energy levels. And I know sometimes I have high energy, sometimes I have lower energy. We're humans. But we do have physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. And courage actually has a frequency. And I do encourage you to actually Google it, the frequency of emotions, because you have negative emotions. It's kind of those people that have the glass half empty, and you have the positive emotions. That's the glass half full. And with that frequency, courage is on the positive, and I love that. And why do I speak about courage? Why am I so passionate about courage? I know I was only 2 pound 2 when I was born, and I was a tiny little bubba. We're talking 1966, back then when medical technology wasn't anywhere near as advanced as it is now, you know, but I hung on to my mum's hand or my mum's finger because that's all I could grab with my tiny little hand. You think like 1 kilo of butter, 500 grams of butter, that's all I weighed. So I was a fighter back then. I was very courageous. And my maiden name was Cumming, and our family motto is courage. So I literally was born into courage. And also my dad worked for Courage Breweries. So I like to think that I know a little bit about courage. I love keeping things simple though. So I want to share 7 tips about the courage to live life. It is an acronym. And what's an acronym, you say? It is simply the letters of courage. COURAGE. So C stands for connect and communicate. Reach out to other people. You know, there are people out there who are willing to help you. If you're really struggling in life, they're people that want to help see you get through challenging times. The past 2 years have been incredibly challenging for everybody. The uncertainty. I mean, we love certainty, we love uncertainty, but not uncertainty that just keeps rolling on and on and on with no end date. So do reach out to people. You know, don't be ashamed to ask for help. It's okay not to be okay. Reach out to people online, offline, but do be mindful of who you actually reach out to. Make sure that they lift you up and not push you down. Connect and communicate. So communication, the human connection, is the key to personal and career success. That's a quote by Paul J. Meyer. O is open heart and open mind. And our previous speakers have got such open hearts and open minds, and they've all shared their thoughts on that. So I encourage you to have an open heart and an open mind, because a mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. Be open to asking for help, but also be open to receiving help. It's okay to, like I said, not feel okay. And if you know someone else isn't, ask them for help. Ask them if they need help, because you might just be that little candle that lights the darkness of their day. So let your heart and head be as big as they possibly can. You, uniquely you. We're all about our own personal brand, to use the lingo, but just be yourself. I used to think, oh, I had to be so-and-so. I had to do this course. I had to study this. I had to keep, you know, bettering myself, which I do, but I am enough. You are enough. You are incredible. Out of 7.5 billion people on the planet, you are you. You know, there's so many hundreds of thousands of sperm that connected with one egg, created you. You are amazing. You are uniquely you. Own who you are. Be proud of who you are. And as Dr. Zeus says, no one is youer than you. That is truer than you. So be you. R is for real relationships. Develop real relationships. Yeah, I might have 10,000 followers on LinkedIn. I might have 5,000 on Facebook. But are they real relationships? Do I know those 10,000 on LinkedIn and 5 on Facebook? No, but I simply connect with who resonates with me. They have to want to do, be, have, and give more. If they don't, they're not in my frequency. They're not in my vibe. I like to say your vibe attracts your tribe. I've had people in my life, there's seasons or there's lessons and blessings, some people. I've learned from everyone, but develop real relationships. If somebody takes the time to connect with me, whether it be in person, which has been more challenging lately, or online via my socials, I aim to have a conversation with them. They took the time to reach out to me, and I want to get to know them as a person. I never sell anything to them. I simply share resources or something that I think may help them and get to know them as a real person. And it doesn't matter whether you're selling a widget or a product or a service or wanting to date someone. You have to sell yourself, so to speak, in the best of terminology. You have to find out what makes them tick, what's in it for them. And if you're vibrating at, say, 100 megahertz, you're not going to hear the radio that's at 99.9. So develop those real relationships for people who are on the same frequency as you. A, awesome attitude. Do I have an awesome attitude all the time? No, I'm human, but I don't have long pity parties now. I've had broken relationships where I've cried for the whole day. I've just laid in bed thinking, what the heck? Why? But now my low times are much less frequent. And when I go there, I'm more able and skilled to pick myself out of it. So how do I do that? I basically resonate with people who are in my tribe. Like I said, it's what I read, it's what I feed my mind. We feed our tummies daily. We have to feed our minds daily. And it's your attitude, not your aptitude, that determines your altitude. And that's by a great motivational guy, Zig Ziglar. G stands for grateful and growing. And each of our speakers today have spoken about that. Every night I write down 5 things that I'm grateful for. Most nights, some weekends I do skip it, but I've got a little gratitude book beside my bed, and I aim to write down 5 things that I'm grateful for. I have gratitude rocks around my house, and you go, what the heck's a gratitude rock? It's just a rock that I picked up at the beach, that, a nice round little pebble in my kitchen. What am I grateful for? I walk out my side gate. What am I grateful for? In my bedroom, there's a rock. What am I grateful for? Because it's a physical reminder to be grateful. Not so much now because I'm in an office environment, but when I wasn't, in COVID times when I was working from home, on my phone at 1, 2, 3, 4, because it's a significant number to me, I just like it. I used to have a notification. Not an alarm, guys. That's a negative connotation, like, oh, that's an alert. I had a notification that reminder was, I am grateful for ... Again, it's a physical reminder. And every time I used to hear that music chime, it's like, bang, what am I grateful for? There is always something to be grateful for. Not every day is great, but see greatness in every day. E, enjoy life, which is our topic, and energy. I'm very active on social media, and I often close out with live life, love life, be your best. Be the best you. Forget Insta and the comparison game, guys. Comparison is the thief of joy. No one is you. No one else can be you. It's only you. So be your best self, and don't look at somebody's highlight reel. Every single person on this planet, no matter who they are, has a backstory. You might see Kardashians on all those, whoever. They all have a backstory. And trust me, if you saw them waking up in the morning, they would not look like who they are when they post, their highlight reels. So I do have a health and wellness business that helps me keep my energy. In fact, I've just had a fizz, which is a healthy caffeine. So I love that. So in summing up, being courageous, connect and communicate, have an open heart and an open mind, be uniquely you, develop real relationships, have an amazing attitude, be grateful and growing, and enjoy life and have energy. And I do want to encourage you to actively participate in personal and professional development. Read positive stuff, listen to positive audio books or podcasts, because you literally are what you feed your mind. The previous speakers, Emily and Luca and Kate and others, have spoken about the brain. And I loved your analogy. I think it was Kate about the paddock, how the neural pathways, if you're walking through a paddock, you create one But then if you consistently walk there, you will create that pathway. You know, I'm dealing with people, and this is not to impress you, but simply to impress upon you, this is how I work. I'm working with professors in neuroplasticity. We're talking about genetic profiling of the brain because that's what I want to learn, because I want to lower the rates of suicide around the planet, one person at a time. I know the impact of losing my nephew. He was 31, so he wasn't a youth per se, but he did have 2 beautiful children. So if I can do that by doing what I do, that's my story. So actively engage in personal and professional development. And I will challenge you to write down one thing that you are grateful for by the time your head hits the pillow tonight. Write down one thing you're grateful for. You know, sometimes I've had an absolutely crap day, to be honest, and I go, I'm so glad today's over. But you know what? I'm still grateful because it's over. And just remember that you are loved, you matter, and the world is a better place for you in it. Thank you so much, Geraldine, for moderating this. Congrats to Emily, Luca, Cade, and everyone involved in this wonderful festival. Thank you so much.
That's awesome, Pix, and what a lot of really good tools, and especially having every letter to remember a great tool with. Yes, and I take up the challenge, yes, of writing. I will write, but today is an absolutely easy day to write about things I'm grateful for. And a huge part of it is the listening to people's stories and the sharing and opening. It's absolutely massive. And what I know emanates from here. And with that, I'll open up the panel for all 4 of the wonderful people. So if you've just joined us, we are talking with, we got Pix, Emily, Cade, and Luca, and you can find more about them by looking at their bios on the Global Transformation Festivals Australia's website. And anyone who wants to put more information there so you can have links or information about what you've spoken about today, we can get that onto their bios as well, so you can find that there.